Well, hello there, and welcome back to another episode of the Let's Play series. In the last episode, we built this small castle outpost on this peninsula, but now it's time to bring in the village. This village won't be purely decorative though, because we're going to turn it into a functional and accurate medieval town complete with villagers. I've been working on this video for quite a while, so be sure to stick around and see how it turns out. So I've begun to cut down a bunch of trees and plan where the village is going to go, and I am getting more excited by the minute here. I'll give you guys a little tour. I've torn down pretty much maybe about 50-60 trees so far, and I've just started to clear out a little area. And I've been really careful to try to keep the terrain as vanilla as it can be, because I'd really like this village to look like the villagers made it, and I don't think they would tear down much of the terrain. Like when we look at a regular village, they're pretty much default terrain. Even sometimes the houses like fall off of cliffs. Obviously, we won't do that, but we'll try to keep it as vanilla as possible here. So now the plan is to start building the bigger buildings like the hotel and other stuff that would be made of stone and really large. So let me get started on that, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. So the first house that I'm making here is probably going to be the biggest and most sturdy looking. And the idea is that it's going to be like the right fortification for the village. So logically, it would have to be the biggest and strongest house, maybe even an old castle that's been repurposed into a living quarters. Alright, I've done a little bit more detailing to this build. I've added the roofs, and I've added the fences, and I've added some trap doors. That is just the first layer though. We're definitely going to go through and add more story elements later on. Let me give you guys a quick tour of this house. So basically the idea, I think, is this is going to be like the hostel or the hotel where travelers will come and stay. And obviously the inside is not done, but I've left a little bit of room here for a fireplace and a little storage area, maybe a kitchenette, and we'll build some rooms up a ladder and have little rooms here and there. Obviously, still a lot to do here. I haven't done the outside here, like it's not super detailed. We're gonna have to figure out a way to keep the villagers from walking off the cliff though, so maybe some fences or something, because you know, the villagers in the lore can build this, but in the game they get stuck in a hole and die all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, the off-camera grind has started. This little cinematic shot here is just showing you all the buildings that I've designed off-camera and built into the world between the last cut. The idea, obviously, is we're going to add more and more detail everywhere, but I just wanted to give you guys an idea of the layout of the medieval town so far. And here is the view on the ground. Oh, I just realized I forgot to put some fences in here. Obviously, not every house is completely decorated yet, but I'm working on it. I'm really working on it. It's taken a while to get this project done, but I really like how it's turning out and how every building is kind of on its own little plane of existence. Like they all have nice distance between them. No medieval village is complete without a solid fear of God. So I built a nice church, and you'll actually maybe not even notice, but this is the only place I've used glass in this entire build so far, in this entire village. And to be honest, it'll probably be the only place that I use glass. And another quick cut like that means that I have built a lot more stuff in between segments here. Let me give you guys a look. So, I started designing some new trees. I know I said I was going to use the default vanilla big trees, but I think it would look good with a few of these sprinkled in just because they add so much more story to the entire place. But the thing is, you know when you make something that's supposed to look organic and you're the one that made it, it's really hard for your brain to accept that it looks good. I'm having a really hard time with these trees, so I'm gonna need your help. Please let me know. Does this look okay? I've built a few more, and let me know in the comments if you think they look alright, because I'll never be able to tell, and I'm gonna spend the next 10 hours tweaking them. So anyway, I've built a dock up here. I guess it's not really a dock, it's more of like an overhang, an outlook. I don't know what you'd call it. I built the towers. Big shout out to the guy on Reddit who shared these the other day. I did kind of steal how he did the top here. I thought it was really cool. I'll try to link his profile in the description if you want to take a look. So if you like this, it's not mine. This crane though is mine. I'm not too sure how I like it though. I might modify it a little bit, but for right now, it's doing what it's got to do. And I've also built, oh, that's the wrong button. I've also built a staircase here to get down. So the idea is we're gonna have like a boat here eventually, or maybe even a few boats hanging out in this little bay here. And the crane is to bring up the supplies, and this is for the people. This kind of rackety looking stairwell here. I think it looks really cool. I could maybe even reuse this in a mine sometime. I don't know. Let's keep looking here. So we've seen this building. Nothing really new. I put in a floor and I moved in. That's pretty much it. And I've also added a lot more detail to it. Out here, I think we're gonna add some wheat fields going around the village on the outside here. So I haven't really done anything yet, but that might change. A few big trees have been added in here, a few little decorations. And if we keep going up, I've kind of labeled where the paths are going to go. Obviously, this isn't going to be the final path design. I would like a lot more detail to these. I've just been using this because it's super easy with the shovel just to right click and kind of decide where your path is going to go. I've added a fountain. I've added another cannon. That's actually the same cannon that's over there. We can't really see it. It's like right across there. If I had X-ray, we would see it. And now for the next segment, this is going to be kind of a new one that I've never done before. We're going to call it Ecolio's Building Tips. And if I did my job right here, I'm going to be pressing shift and dancing, and there's going to be little icons with the title on the screen. So let's jump into that. So the first thing we're going to build here is a cart for our stonemason. And I would like this cart to be able to actually hold items, which is something that I've had a lot of trouble with in the past. Like that, so then it actually looks like it's being used. Oh yeah, that looks like a cart, but you know what? Actually, maybe just one of these? Oops. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Awesome. Okay, this next design is super awesome and really easy. Check it out. So it's obviously tileable, but I'm gonna do 2 fences, and on top of those 2 fences, we're gonna put 2 trapdoors, and then on either side, we're gonna put campfires here. And then you're gonna put out the campfires as quick as you can, and voila, you have a super awesome picnic table for your world. This design's gonna blow your mind. No, I'm just kidding, but it is pretty cool. So we start off, we take 2 blocks like this, we put our fire in the middle, and then we put some signs in front of the fire like this. Next up, hop on here, go up 2 more blocks, and then a 3rd one. And then you do the same thing on the other side, and I think you guys can see where this is going. A little chain here, little cauldron there, and we put some water. Why'd I do that? We put some water in there, and voila, we have a super cute little, I don't know what you'd call it, boiling pot, witch's pot. Very nice. Okay, this last tip is really simple, but adds a lot of detail and is super quick to do. Basically, when you grow a tree here, just add some slabs and a few blocks on the bottom here to give it kind of a root structure, and then some buttons, and it just transforms your tree into this custom looking thing. And even like some trees, when they lean in a direction, you can make them look like they're leaning even more in that direction with the base. And also these campfires are pretty cool. Awesome. So I've been working off camera for quite a while now. I think the last time I worked on this video was like 2 weeks ago, and then Christmas and exams and everything. So I've had a lot of time to think about what I want to do, and I've got a lot of awesome ideas. So obviously down here, not super finished, but I would love to give you guys a tour of the village so far. So let me teleport up there with the power of editing, and I'll be right back. It is morning now, and I think this is actually the best time to look at the village because I really do like the lighting with this resource pack. Let me give you guys the quick tour. We've already seen this. I haven't really changed much out here, but I probably will later on. This is probably going to be the last area that I touch. I also did some more detailing to these trees. I love doing this to the trees. It makes them look like custom trees, even though they're really not. And I even added some beehives to some of them, which I think looks really cool. So this is the entrance of the village. And before we go inside, would you guys mind hitting that like button and the subscribe button if you want to? If you enjoy this content, it really does help me out and helps me make more videos and also helps the channel grow. So thank you. Anyway, let's get started. So let's take a look at the farms here. This is the farmhouse. It's a design I found online just for the roof, and I've really tried to make it into my own, and it's obviously not done or detailed. That's probably going to be our next step. There's also the farmlands here. I'm not too sure what I want to do with this one. I'm really debating making it like wheat, or maybe like a big pigsty and having like a bunch of pigs with soul sand and coarse dirt and all that in here. I'm not too sure yet though. Over here is kind of an idea I was playing with the coarse dirt, and I'll add some soul sand later. I just don't have any right now. And then the last one over here. And intermixed with everything are these little details of hay, because we're in the farming section. I think that looks really cool. I also found some llamas, or llama. There used to be two. I don't know what happened to the other one. And I've changed out the paths here. I've added this really cool detail, which I think I'm going to start doing everywhere. I really like it, but adding like coarse dirt and rooted dirt to the edge of a stone path makes it look like it's kind of fading into the grass, which is really awesome. I really like that. Anyway, let's go up to the center of the town here with the fountain. I've added another market stall to match the one over there. And I've also added this kind of like split path here, which I think looks really cool. If you guys ever tried doing this, it is really fun to kind of add these barrier walls to kind of guide players through. I've been trying to experiment with the line of sights and everything a little bit more. And I've obviously detailed the cannon a little bit and added some more trees, some more details a little bit everywhere. The cart here from earlier. And I've added a lake. Now, originally, this was going to be like a quarry, but that didn't really make sense anymore with the ideas that I was going with. So we'll detail this later, maybe add some fish and everything. That'd be really pretty. I've also added some more lanterns, and obviously none of these houses are decorated inside. Oh, actually, that's really funny. Did you guys see that? Huh. I guess I bone mealed that and it grew up there. That's really funny. And, you know, this house neither, none of the houses or the church are decorated. So that's going to be the next cut here. I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to decorate every single house in the theme of the villager that's supposed to live in there. Alright, sorry, a little tangent here. I had a bit of a nostalgia moment, and I decided to download John Smith texture pack. I used to play with this when I was like 10 years old, a very long time ago, and I used to watch YouTubers with it. But look how stupid the look how stupid the turtle helmet looks. I don't know, it just looks like a dunce hat, like a little leather hat, and I thought that was really funny. But check out the village, how weird it looks. I think it looks really cool, but I must have messed up the download because spruce no work. Like none of the spruce is showing up in the texture. I thought that was really funny. I just wanted to share. Oh my god, look how big the fence is too. Yeah, a really cool texture pack. I also downloaded the like 3D version, the 3D add-on, which is pretty neat, but I don't see myself playing with this anymore. Really cool though. I'll definitely use it once in a while. I'm curious to see what my other builds look like. Okay, this is the last tangent, I swear. This one is called Craft, and it's a Adventure Time texture pack, which is pretty cool. Check it out. There's like little computer things here instead of the, I don't know what this is actually in the game. Dandelion. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Look at the flowers. Everything looks really neat, and with the shaders too, it looks really cool. Even if I turn them off, it's a pretty cool texture pack. So I'll leave this one in the description if you guys want to try it out. It does make your world look super duper different. And maybe we'll actually build like an Adventure Time build someday with this texture pack, because it is very cool. Anywho, with that tangent over, let's look at some builds. So I've tried decorating them all with different themes, and this one was obviously a church. So, and it wasn't very big, so I tried to keep it as simple as I could. You know, a little pedestal here. We'll put a book in there. I haven't done up there. I don't think we're gonna put anything. Maybe just glass, like colored glass would look really cool with these little parishioner benches. And I was playing around with the idea of putting signs, but the problem is you can only put one on one side. So maybe like item frames would look cool. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. It's obviously not completely done. I do kind of follow the advice that a lot of builders say, mainly the Double O. I feel like I always talk about him. But he kind of mentioned that you should always kind of live in your builds and slowly add on, and that's kind of how I play too, you know? It takes me a really long time before it's done, because I just run around and think, oh, I could add a block there, you know? And I do that for hours. Anyway, this is the stonemason, and boy, is it dark in here. I think we are gonna store some stuff in here eventually. Probably just our stone materials and everything, if they fit. I tried to keep this one really simple, and then up here there's space for a bed, but I don't have any wool, so no beds yet. I'll have to go kill some sheep. But yeah, pretty nifty, little cozy place, and oh, that's embarrassing. That's annoying. I really hate when I forget stuff like that, and then I go back and I look at the recording, and I get really mad at myself. Look, there's another one! Oh, okay, I'll do that after. Anyway, this is gonna be like a store. So I set up a counter, and we will set up a villager in here who can't leave, and he's gonna live in here and sell us his wares, which there are a lot of. And if you guys have any ideas for some cool like things I could put on the shelf here, please let me know. I'm always looking for like little armor stand tricks and stuff like that. I have a few in mind, I just haven't put them in yet. I'm hoping to make a video actually about that later. This was already decorated, I think. And this is the same stall. I did put a door here so that he can get in and out and sell his stuff outside as well, in case he wanted to. And of course, down here is the farmhouse. This one I'm actually, well, close the door. This one I'm actually really proud of. So let's check it out. I put a little fire pit in the center. Yeah, pretty nifty. I might actually, what if I turn these stairs? Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, let's do that. But you know what? I will do that off camera because that's not super interesting. Oh, I already did it here. Huh, okay, well then we'll just do it. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. So this place, pretty much done. And even I put in, check this out, little food storage. I don't think I can put golden carrots on there, right? No, I can't. Okay. Well, I'll put some meat in there or something. That'll look pretty nifty. Little stove. That's easy. Just a fireplace underneath. And then a little boiling pot over here. And back here, a little entrance to the animal field, which, again, is not done. And actually, neither is the other one. And I'm actually hoping that you guys can tell me what you want, because I can't decide. What do you think would look good here? I'll put it up on screen right now. Is it A, a field of wheat, B, animals, or C, it looks great, leave it like this? Let me know in the comments, please. And I would really appreciate that. And of course, the last building, the grandest building, I've actually decided this is going to be my home in the village for now. This is where I'm going to keep my stuff. As you can see, very beautifully decorated with my wall of shulker boxes, and it'll probably stay like this for a while until I get some more stuff. And basically the idea is like to put a fireplace here and whatever, but I haven't had time. And I think just for the purposes of like, I'm going to be spamming shulker boxes in here all the time anyway, I'm going to keep it just like this and maybe set up a cuter bedroom near the top floor. So that's the inside of the builds. And this is the outside of another building. But unfortunately, this isn't actually the original design that I was going to put here. I had originally built one that was a lot bigger and more detailed, more in the style of that castle. But the more I built it, the less I felt that it fit the theme. So I replaced it with the simpler one, and obviously not completely detailed yet here along this path, or behind it, still all blank. And you'll notice actually a lot of the village is still really open, and there's a very good reason for that. I would really love your guys' help with building this. I would love to get some ideas for builds. If you want to send me links or pictures, or even just ideas in the comments would be super duper awesome and very much appreciated, because I'd love for this to become kind of like a community build on the channel here. So if you guys have any ideas whatsoever, send them my way. I'll be super happy to read them and respond to you and try to incorporate them into the village here. And with that being said, let's move on to the comment of the day. Hi, welcome, comment of the daytime. So I'm actually not at the comment monument today because it's pretty far from the base here and I have no more rockets. Man, I look so small behind this book thing. Anyway, let's get into the comment. So Fran Plays says, "This thing looks so epic and it's the perfect size for my world. So can you please make a tutorial?" That's a great suggestion. I've had a few people ask me to make some tutorials. Whoa. But unfortunately, I don't really have the time right now. I'm actually struggling a lot just to upload. But if there is enough need or want, I guess, I would be willing to like set up a world download or even set up spectator permissions on the world here because it is multiplayer. So if you guys are interested in that, please let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate some feedback on that. That being said, thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you guys again soon, and have a great weekend and a happy new year.